This drill is the first of our freestyle progression. It is side kicking. So let's go ahead and get started and talk about what we see here. So first up, kickboard is in our hand, and we want to make sure that it is just in our hand. Think piano fingers, nice and light. The kickboard's only job is to show you where the surface of the water is. So if you're a strong kicker, you can probably do this drill without the use of the kickboard. However, part of swimming efficiently is knowing where that surface of the water is so that when we reach and extend, we are doing so up at the surface of the water and not letting our hand drift down. So we want to make sure that we are keeping that hand at the surface of the water. So I do highly recommend that you do this drill at least a few times with the kickboard before you venture out and do it without the kickboard. Okay, so the next part of this is, let's talk about this shoulder. So basically, we want to have this shoulder above the water, and we want to hold it nice and still. We don't want to let it wobble too much. We don't want to let it go under the water. We're looking to maintain a nice consistent balance throughout the entire length of this drill. The next part, we want this hand resting gently on your hip, which should just barely be under the surface of the water. If you struggle with body position and you're more like this than this in the water, then you might need a second kickboard. And that second kickboard will look just like this one. You're only going to have your fingers on the top of the kickboard. And again, the kickboard's job in that position would be just to show you where the surface of the water is. Okay, that's it. You would want to bring everything up to that. Okay, part of this drill is really figuring out how to get good body alignment, engaging your core so that your kick becomes efficient. And ultimately, what we're looking for with an efficient kick is the fact that you can kind of forget about your kick. We're going to work really hard, make it efficient, make it powerful so that you don't have to work too hard on the remaining part of your swim, right? So let's go ahead and move forward here. Head position is going to stay here nice and relaxed. Okay, we're looking for a neutral head position. We don't want to lift our head too far up, and we don't want to put our head too far down. Part of this is really, again, engaging your core and finding where that neutral point is. Okay, we want our neck and alignment to be completely straight. We don't want to bend our head up. When we bend our head up, think about a straw, right? We have a straw, nice straight stick. As soon as we bend that straw, we're going to change how the airflow goes. So even just me talking, I'm in a nice neutral position, but as soon as I lift my head up, you can hear the strain and the difference in my voice. All I did was start to pinch that airflow. So we want to make sure that we stay nice and relaxed and nice and neutral here. Okay, bottom hand, obviously that's the arm that's going to be balancing with the use of the kickboard there. Belly button stays completely facing the wall, and our kick, you'll notice that we see no splash from the kick. Okay, it is completely to the side, completely submerged. Okay, nice and relaxed. The other thing I do want to point out at this point is as where this arm goes, right, the rest of your body is going to follow. So you'll notice I kind of bump into that lane line just a little bit, and then here I figure that out. So I there we go. I straighten out that that kickboard arm just a little bit more. Okay, again, nice and relaxed, keeping our shoulders nice and relaxed, and maintaining that position throughout the entire length, almost the entire length.